Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is the 47th tutorial in this course, and in this tutorial we're going to check out some more date and time functions. And the first one that we're going to have a look at is the month name function. And this function takes in a date value as an argument, and it returns the name of the month of the date passed, right? So to use this function you have to type in the select keyword first, and then the name of the function, which is month name, and then within parentheses you just type in some date value within single quotes. So I'll just pass in 2017, let's say March, and the 4th day, right? So when we execute, we see that in the results that we get March. So now it's pretty obvious. I mean, if you're passing in a date value, you can tell yourself what the month is. But then if you are displaying messages, let's say, to users on your website, and if suppose some user has entered his or her date of birth while signing up on your website, and if you want to display a message for his birthday month, right, in that case I mean, you're not going to check or monitor for each user and then type in a message and display on the user's profile or something. But instead you're going to have all these functions running in the background, and then these functions are going to fetch the day names and the month names and all those things, and help you sort of make a message, a common message for all your users, and but with different month values and different day values. So I hope you guys are getting my point. But then even if you don't want to use these functions, it's absolutely okay. I just want you to know that you can do all these things in SQL. And the next one that we're going to check out is the time diff function, and this function is used to find difference in time values, and there is actually a limit to which you can obtain the difference, and I guess that's about 850 hours or something for MySQL. I don't know about other distributions, and I'm not even sure whether it's different for different distributions, but then for MySQL I guess the limit is close to 800 hours. So if the difference exceeds that, then it just returns that value and nothing else, right? So but if the date or time values are like really close, then this is a very useful function. It will tell you the exact difference in number of hours, number of minutes, number of seconds, that kind of thing. So to use this function you have to get and select, and then the name of the function, which as I said is time diff, TIMEDIFF, and then you get in a set of parentheses and you pass in time values and like complete time values. So you'll have to mention dates too, right? So let's say I want to find the difference between 1976 and then October 11th, and let's say the time value is 1750 hours and 28 seconds, and let the second value be 1976 October 11th, and then 8 p.m. Okay, so that would be 20:08, and then let's say 27 seconds. So when I would execute this function, I would get that the difference between these two values is -2 hours and 17 minutes and 59 seconds. So I'm sure you guys would appreciate that it's a wonderful function, and you can imagine applications of it. And the next one that we're going to check out is the time to seconds function, and you don't actually write it that way. It's time_to_sec. That's what the name of the function is. So as you can guess, what this function does is it takes in a time value and returns the value in number of seconds. So it basically takes an hour, minute, and second values, and it returns the second values by multiplying the number of hours by 3600, multiplying the number of minutes by 60, and then adding the second values if there is actually a second argument, right? So to use it, you type in time_to_sec, and then within parentheses you type in a time value within single quotes, of course. So let's say I want to find the second value of 23 hours 15 minutes and 26 seconds, put in a semicolon at the end, and when I execute the function I get 83,726. So I guess there are 86,400 seconds in a day, so it's just a little short of reaching the 2400 mark, right? So Let's check out one more function, and this is my favorite function, and it's actually a function for all the programmers who are watching this course. It is to obtain the Unix timestamp of date values, and if you're working with some kind of programming language, like PHP or Python, if you're doing scripting and stuff, then I'm sure you guys must be used to working with Unix timestamp values. And it's basically a Unix timestamp is the number of seconds that have elapsed between the time or date that you pass in and 1st January 1970, and the value is in seconds, right? So with that value you can just work with dates in a more efficient way. And if you just like the functions that we've discussed in this course, I mean, the ones that we've discussed before, the one that we're going to check out now, you can just skip the rest of the tutorial, and you don't really have to know this function. That's what I want to say. So I'll just demonstrate it. You type in select, and then you type in Unix underscore time stamp, and if you do not pass in any argument to this function, then it returns the timestamp for the current time and date value, right? So I'll put in a semicolon at the end to obtain like the current timestamp. When I execute it, I get these many seconds have elapsed between 1st January 1970 and 15th January 2014, 1:49 p.m. right? So that's it for now, and thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I don't think there are any more date and time functions that we're going to discuss in this course, but there are some more important topics like views and subqueries, and maybe a couple of DDL commands like alter table or something. So we're going to check out those in the next tutorials, and you may subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to see you soon.